Yeah,
and I like
it's so smooth after.
So you're going to balance your pH.
Right.
That's only about $40 that cleanser. It lasts a long time. I've had that since September.
I put them all in there. Sorry.
I have this on my reward program.
Jenna, you can share that wine list with me too.
I will do.
Yeah.
I will do. Yeah.
But I'll make a little group for us, like so that you guys can all share and tips and all that. I'll make a little Facebook group.
I like this foaming cleanser. It's one of my favorite
How do you
ones.
guys know each other?
Jenna and I? Yeah. Well, we met through a common friend who's not here today. She's a realtor. She's working.
Yeah.
And so she came with. And then Jenna's been following us on Facebook.
Yeah. You met at a party or something, some event, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was one of those Gujarati events.
So you put the cleanser on and you just wipe it off.
And she's joining the team, the new skin team, for opening India next year. We're like the first players.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're big into beauty there.
Yeah, I have a few friends at work that are like in IT, right?
Yeah.
They're all DP and
How beautiful you are. Oh my God.
That feels good. I just like it.
Cindy, you don't have to do anymore.
Cindy does, actually. But what did you do? Did you just wipe
Okay,
it off?
so what I'm doing is I just cleanse the face with the cleansing tone. The cleansing tone has a cleanser and a toner in it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, this side I'm going to do with the facial spa, this side I'm going to do the LumiSpa. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the top because I'm filming this for Miss Letty Raines. She is a lovely lady that lives in, Texas. So she actually got the tube, but in Canada you get the
We get little pods.
You get the age-lock gels. So you just put this in, and Letty, you would be using your tube. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on one side of her face. I always used to say, I'm icing my cake. I have all these little silly sayings. But I always do the neck, because a lot of times people, forget about the neck. But the neck is as important as the face, because, your neck ages as well.
Yeah. I started doing my neck too. I don't want.
Okay, so I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, you notice how I'm not wiping my hands off? I've still got the product on it. I'm going to see this chrome base is the actual, it's the conductor. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to click it to number 1. And I'm going to tap this because I still have my hands wet. And I'm going to ground myself here. If you notice, it doesn't say that on the directions anywhere. I was an esthetician for 25 years, and I used to have these big machines in my salon. So now I'm going to touch her face. Whoops, it cut off. Now it will. Oh, she got two beads.
She has good contact.
Oh, she's got some good moisture in her skin.
What does that mean?
That just means that you have some good moisture. You must drink quite a bit of water, and you've got some good moisture in your skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub this around.
So one beep means there's conductance.
So let me explain about it. So whenever the machine touches the skin, it analyzes. And it will either give you 1, 2, or 3 beeps. When 1 beep is the least amount of current, 2 beeps is moderate, and 3 is the highest form of current. What determines that beep is going to be determined on the level of moisture that's in your skin. Okay, so she got 2 beeps, which is unusual, because most people just get 1 beep in the very beginning because their skin naturally is dehydrated. Okay, so what you're doing is when you're doing this particular treatment, you want to pay attention to areas that are poofy, areas that are of concern. Most of the time it's in the nasolabial fold in here. But one of the things that you'll notice about this kind of, using this kind of a machine, is you're going to notice that it's going to tone, it's going to tighten, it's going to lift. And you want to, a lot of times people will say, wow, it looks like you've lost weight. Did you get a good night's sleep? It looks like, you had a really good sleep. You know how to notice when you see people that's had really good sleep and they looked really rested. Well, that's what this machine does. And one of the greatest things about this machine is it's not temporary. It's cumulative. So the more you use it, the better you will look.
Do you feel anything? Yeah, it feels really good. So every beep is what?
That just means whenever you hear it beeping, that just means it's working.
That's the
There's
How long do
current.
you do it for?
Yeah, it
It'll
feels
stop.
really good.
So what's going to happen? Those are all good questions. What's happening is listen carefully. That means it stopped. But see, there's still quite a bit of product still on. So I'm just going to reset it for a minute and keep going.
Oh, it takes.
So there's 5 settings on that device.
Yes.
And the number 1 setting is for the first product,
Yeah.
which
and,
is a negative.
Yeah, and number 2 is for the positive.
So it's negative ions.
Negative is what takes out all the stuff from the skin that you.
Well, the negative is where it pulls out all the impurities and prepares the skin for the next section, the next treatment, which is where it drives all the product in. And the other settings are for different things, for the Nutriol, for the line corrector, for the hair products. So we get into all those rather than to try to convolute things as we do those. Let's do this. But you notice how we look when you look up for me, because when you get a really nice long stretch when you look up.
That's really good. And so this is still setting 1, right?
Yeah, all I did was reset it again for you because there was still quite a bit of product, so I didn't want to waste it. So I just went ahead and did it again for you.
So no harm in doing that, right?
No,
That's good.
no, won't hurt you.
It feels really good. Like a deep
But you feel how I'm not really pressing hard, but I'm not pressing too, it's not like I'm hurting you or anything. But you notice how I'm still contacted here.
Yes.
So what's happening is the current's running in between me. You boys are behaving over there. They're not giggling like little kids.
They're giggling about something.
But you notice how I'm really working in this nasolabial fold area. And most of the time people start to get their age in this area. In the area of the nasolabial fold, in the jowls.
So this
And
is
also
like
right here.
You get a lift.
Yeah, well you're going to see it.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Okay, so we're done with the number 1 setting, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rinse that off.
It's such a beautiful model here.
She is a beautiful
Yes.
I wish I looked like that with makeup on.
Yeah.
Oh God. No, we want to get there with all these products.
Yes.
Wow, that feels so good.
Yeah,
It's from that side, Cindy.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is your
You
hair?
okay?
Yeah.
You got it, you got it, thank you.
Right?
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
she's gonna do the LumiSpa on the other
What's
side.
the difference between the two?
Well, one is for cleansing and removing the dead skin cells.
And this one you would do once a week, is that right?
Well, depending on your age, one of the things that happens to the skin is, as you turn older, the skin loses its elasticity, its lift, and also, whenever everybody listens here, what happens is, whenever the skin starts to, the age-lock technology is because people's skin raises your body raises a very nasty enzyme called Arnox. And when you use this technology, it puts it to sleep for 48 hours. So what happens is when you use this, as you start to get older, you want to put that to sleep. But from the time you're about 25, your body doesn't even produce it. But as you start to get 25 to 30, you start to see the jowls starting to show, you start to see this starting to show, and it's just natural. So what happens is if you use the age-lock technology, you'll end up looking anywhere from 7 to 16 years younger than your chronological age, because it puts that nasty enzyme to sleep. So the older you get, the more the Arnox is going to appear. So if you use it, you know, like for my age, you know, I use it 3-4 times a week because it will put it to sleep for about 48 hours. So if I use it 3 or 4 times a week, I'm going to have very low levels of Ornox. For somebody like her, she doesn't need to use it that much.
Charlotte's a LumiSpa girl. But
Yeah,
the
because-
thing about the LumiSpa, so if I cleanse with a regular cleanser and then do it with the LumiSpa, I'll see all the stuff on the head, like all this brown stuff. So there's still things in your skin, like washing with your hands isn't enough. It doesn't remove the pollutants and the toxins.
Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm using the age-lock technology with the number 2, which is the blue, and this is going to, I'm going to put this back on now. This is going to drive in the age-lock technology, and this is going to put in the natural, the ingredients that we need to put in to stop that enzyme.
So you always have to do number 1 and 2, right?
Right. 1 is the clear, blue is the 2.
No, but it goes deeper.
Letty, yours is going to be the number 5 setting for your
See how it
2.
oscillates in 2 different directions. And it comes
Now I'm grabbing my machine again.
And your hand's still wet?
Yes. Okay, now I'm setting my machine to 2, dampening my hand, grounding myself, and I'm going back to start again. She got
Ooh,
2
double beep again.
Double beep again.
Yes, it's not like one, but.
And if I hurt your neck, I'm pressing on you, it's like I don't mean to.
This is fine. This feels so
That
good.
takes longer, and you gotta drive there and drive back.
And what does this cost in a spa?
About
This
$150.
treatment.
About $150.
That's US prices. That's $250 per hour.
I would think it's going to be.
That's just for the treatment, right?
Right.
That's the further treatment, yeah.
And like, it's gonna help with,
So you were interested in the shampoo conditioner and serum, right? So there's a package for that. It's only $124. And it's cheaper.
I have a few, not a lot, but I know one there. And then the spots, unfortunately.
But you know, riding down the street, you know, you get this on the side of your neck, you know, the sun comes in and, you know, and you get this sagging jowl line and you get these nasolabial folds and the jowls. What this does is it keeps everything really nice and tight. But you notice it's still beeping like that. That just lets you know that the machine's working. Got my hands on the chrome base. I'm still grounded, but it doesn't say that anywhere on the. That just comes
the
from
instructions.
on the instructions. But that just comes from a very experienced person that's used Galvanic a lot. And if you look at Sophia Loren, she used Galvanic her whole life, and look how beautiful she always was. That was her secret, Galvanic.
Oh, really? So he's been out for years then.
It's been
Well,
around for
it's-
50 years, Galvanic.
Commercially, it was available.
Yeah, because she could afford to have it done.
Yes. But now you can have it in your hand.
Exactly, and I'm small little handheld device.
I have to say, it feels really good.
Shiny
But Rick, she did not work at all. He's regrown his thinning areas with this.
Maybe it's something like that.
And you'll notice as it's starting to get to the very end, it'll start beeping a little faster. But you notice how you can get really close to the eye, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can go right up here underneath the eyebrow and hold it for a couple of seconds. And that will give it a little lift in the eyebrow.
What does it feel like?
It
And
feels really good.
And what it will tingle a little bit.
Does it tingle? Does it snap? Does it?
No, it tingles and it feels like you're having a really
Does it feel like it's
deep
vibrating?
facial. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
vibrating a little
Yeah.
bit?
Well, what'll happen is when you get 3 beeps, it feels like little needles.
Like little needles, okay.
So what's the difference between that and the other one?
And the other one is, it sloughs off the dead skin cells. And it gets rid of acne and it pulls out the things underneath. You saw the,
So that's this guy, LumiSpa.
and lifting.
So these
Sorry?
3 beeps, we had consecutive quite a few beeps. What does that mean?
That just meant it stopped.
Oh.
The 3 beeps, yeah, it ended, but you still have a lot of product there, so Cindy's gonna do a second.
I'm just giving you
Second
one,
go
so I'm
around.
giving you an extra one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a bit of rosacea or.
I did a photo space.
Yes.
This is fantastic.
Facials come up to us. But I feel like as much as they're not like it's with hunger. She's lovely. I've been going to her for years. About 100 different things. So like, I'm not working. Like, I can't feel squirty. But
All the Indians in India will be so fired up,
They will.
coming to the therapist.
especially the ones that have money.
For one more something ago.
You know, they will be so happy about having this. And the young people and the people that don't have money, they will then be able to make money with this. And they can put it on social media and all that kind of stuff, because most direct sales companies don't allow that.
Facials once a year.
We allow it.
And I got rid of them.
The world has changed,
Really?
and we had to change with it.
You know what, it's like different machines, the profit feels really different. And she's in a position and she's treated from microphones and theirs haven't responded in my.
So because we have product, you can just carry on doing it just to make sure that it's all absorbed.
Yes, I just didn't want to waste it, that's
Yeah.
why I
No,
went
no,
ahead
that
and
makes
giving you a
sense.
little, I just gave you a little extra, because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be for the whole face, but we just did half.
Okay.
Oh, my friend told me about that place. Yeah. I have to go soon, but I'm just curious to see that.
Well, you gotta see the result.
know.
I'll have to send you, and it just seems to get improve, seeing a bigger and bigger difference as time goes.
Yeah.
Would
like the
this,
next-
technology, would it help with, healing scarring and things like that?
No, that's the LumiSpa.
The LumiSpa would help with that.
Because what that does is it sloughs off the dead skin cells and helps with scarring and discoloration and uneven skin pigmentation and stuff like that.
And you can use it every day, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. 2 times a day.
And how long does it take for results to show?
Right away. You'll see them right away.
I'd love to hear your story.
It's absorbing, it's absorbing really good too, because it's starting to feel the drag.
Well, I tried,
See, when you start,
There you go.
see this little thing, you can just push it and it pops in there. You can't submerge
So
it.
those last beeps is telling you it's
Yep,
good?
it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think it's the 2 together.
Right, yeah.
And do you wipe it or?
Yeah, I just wiped it with some cold water and I just want to get the stuff off of it. And these are probes,
Yeah.
so you don't ever want to, you usually keep it.
And the face, then you just
I'm
wipe it.
gonna wipe
Oh,
it.
yeah, well, I'm on seashells, actually. My name's Bree.
So in spas, they do treatments like
I'm
that.
easier to
Like
find
one-off.
my name's
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we exchange.
Yeah, and each treatment is so expensive. Like,
I thought it was a sweet.
150 in the U.S. and I don't know what they are here. Even more.
It's really good. You can taste the sesame in it. Yeah. Oh, wow.
And you guys should be able to see it from over
Yeah,
there.
you can. That looks really good.
You can tell.
Oh my god.
Brighter.
I can't tell.
It's like you've had a stroke.
Yeah.
A lot,
Not that your skin was bad.
a lot of people say
You
that.
kind of see it.
It's like the half looks really good, yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that
We saw that. That's
Yeah, that's where I saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Exactly. Right under the eye and the jaw.
Wow.
People say it looks like someone's had a stroke after something.
Yeah, like if you have a
after
dramatic
Look
difference.
at what happened there.
Well, if you're gonna do this as a business, you wanna start your process like, oh, I'm coming in.
Yes.
So you can be.
No, but this is the best way, right? Because when you try it on yourself and it works, like,
Yeah, well,
that's what you're going to tell the world, because it really works for you.
Well, you don't wanna buy things that you don't believe in.
Exactly.
They're like leaving tonight, like they're, yeah.
I know I have to go too, but I really want to see the other one.
You
I know,
on Well, the home won't take
Okay,
that
you're gonna
long.
take a picture, right?
Yeah, if you need to go ahead.
Yeah, the LumiSpa takes 2 minutes.
That one takes,
the other one?
yeah, that
Yeah,
one takes
the
2 minutes.
LumiSpa is 2 minutes.
Because I do that every
I want
day.
to see, can you see the difference? Can y'all see the difference?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Can you see
Dramatic.
the difference?
Dramatic.
Well, we're not done, it's still cooking. Okay, so now.
It gets even more dramatic as the time goes
on.
on.
And do the LumiSpa.
And that literally, you just do it for 2 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends. We're gonna give it like prices.
Oh, this one's
So
new.
Cindy, you could do a quick demo on the back of one of their hands if you
Yeah,
wanted
but
to.
you mean on somebody's hand?
If they, you know, and it's up to you, but because they're ready to go,
Do you want to do?
and then you can still do,
Okay, well, let me do back of one of their hands.
yeah.
Okay.
So who volunteer your
You
hand?
can do back of your hand. Do you want to do it?
The back of my hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do your
Yeah.
hand.
Because you just ordered it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just do your hand. Just, no,
All
other
right.
side, other
Yeah,
side.
let's do this.
Here.
My nice veiny hands.
And you notice how I don't press or anything? And see, I want you to hear it.
Yeah, you can hear
See
it.
how it made that noise because I pushed too hard?
And do you push the little blue button?
No, no,
Slide it?
turn it on.
Oh, okay.
And listen to a minute, and you'll hear it go, make a noise, listen.
She's getting her Lumi treatment right now.
Basically, you're doing circular movements.
You don't have to
is
do it, there's no special way to do anything. You can move it back and forth.
Thank you, ladies.
Hear it make that noise? Thank you,
Oh.
very nice meeting you. Hear it, did you hear that?
She'll be done in like a minute if you want to see the difference in her hand.
It's all right.
I don't mean to keep you.
Did you hear that noise it made? Look, do.
Yeah.
That just means you go to the next section.
Okay.
You can already see the difference there.
It's I hate how veiny my hands are. And my feet.
Oh, did you hear that noise? Turn it on, turn it on. Hear it?
There.
That's when you know to go to the next. That's when you know to go to the next section. And then you remember I told you the sections are 4.
Yeah.
Forehead, each cheek, and then around the lips and the mouth. And then always go back and do the neck and chest.
But this one you don't do under the eyes, correct?
You can go up under the
Oh, you
eyes if
can?
Yeah.
So you can go to the eyes with this one?
You don't see that. You wouldn't find that in most restaurants.
All right, put your other hand beside it. Let's see.
Oh, you can tell.
Oh yeah, you can. It's smoother. Sorry, I don't have the best hand.
No, that is
They're
fantastic.
so
Look at
veiny.
that.
Bye-bye.
When I get hot too, they
Sash,
like pop.
Yeah, yeah.
She's ready.
Yeah.
You can tell. I
No,
did that
I was gonna
next
get
look.
Christina
can
to have a look.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's okay.
Wow, look at
It's
the
just
difference
drier.
here.
Yeah, it's drier.
Oh, the side with the galvanic?
Yeah,
Oh my
Sasha.
God, you look so lifted.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
What did
Thank
you do with Bree?
She's just
One side.
Oh my hands are right now. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's what I was saying. You could have kept Christina here for a minute, and she would have seen it. Uh-huh.
Now I'm just gonna move the chair around this way so you can see it.
I was telling her to hold on.
Thank you.
I gotta go though.
Okay, go out and show them. Go out and show them. See you later, Bree. Thanks for coming.
Big difference here.
Yeah.
That's right. Get the mirror.
Oh, I can get up.
No.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, yeah. You can tell.
But if you look straight ahead, look at the difference here and look at the
And
difference.
it's lifted already.
But you can see a difference here and look at the difference here. And this looks
It's really
smoother.
good to do just the one side. It really tells
Well,
the difference.
always, if you do more than one side and you do the whole face, you take yourself out of a sale.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do the LumiSpa on your other side. I'm just dampening this a little bit because
And then you take just a little bit. How much of the cleanser do you take?
I'll show you. Not that much.
Okay.
And then what I do is I do this. It's like I lather up the face a little bit. Because you gotta have enough product on for it to work.
Oh, wow.
Okay, thanks for coming, Bree.
Oh, thanks. No, it's in downtown.
And then you do this. Turn it on.
So that's the LumiSpa with its oscillating head in 2 directions.
Okay.
So this too, there's no special way to move it. You
Not
just move,
necessarily.
right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But you always want to make sure, because your face is sucking that up.
Wow, okay. Oh, yum. Wow. I'll be the only one eating the chicken, and these 3 will be doing the vegan.
So you have to call them and find out if they do vegan.
Yes,
But,
okay. He'll do the fish and dal and rice though.
And overall it's 2 minutes, is it?
Yeah,
About.
And ask them if they have fishing coconut.
okay,
They do very good fishing coconut.
okay. Oh, yum. That sounds delicious.
You can see that noise?
Yeah.
I pressed
So-
too hard.
Okay. Oh, that's what it's telling you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a score that.
Yeah, it stops spinning and then gives that little beep beep.
Do you wanna see what we take? No?
Let her, you know what?
Let her figure it
let
out?
her define.
Okay.
She's gonna.
Chinna, you've got a lot of pressure on you here. You have to get his score up.
Oh yeah. I already am contemplating that.
Yeah.
So he was at the cosmetic center and had 100% for my fish, right?
Oh,
So for me,
yeah.
I'm gonna say
Not a good
something that
patient.
it's not.
You're not
Your
good.
skin is sucking that up pretty quick.
That means it needs the moisture, or
No, it
it
just
is
means-
the cleanser.
It just means it's
Right.
moving the.
And I have.
See how I pressed too hard? It made that noise.
Oh, that's a really trusting relationship. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he does.
Wow.
How
Okay.
can we go from 1 to 4?
Oh
Well,
my
we had
God.
a long distance relationship. I was in London, UK. I'm from there, right? He was here.
Why did you get offset in medication?
I don't have much.
So,
Good luck to
And
her.
just
Or is
wipe it
my-
off. Yeah.
oh, she's getting the full treatment. This is awesome.
So this I have been using for a week, and it feels good.
But now this just kind of gives you the solidification
Yes.
that, one of the things I could really use is some fresh water.
Okay, I can get you that.
Well, you get another bowl.
Yeah, well, just give me, or even just,
Delicious. I tried that.
no, that's good. No, you don't have to do that, honey. Just give me a fresh, little bit of water. It doesn't even have to be that hot. I want to just make sure the face is
Just
clean.
clean?
Yeah, I just want to make sure the soap is off.
And this again, we would do once a day, or do we need to do twice a day?
No, I do mine once a day. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna do it twice a day. No, I'm lucky to get it done once a day. I'm a busy person. Yeah. But the galvanic, I do that faithfully because that's a completely different process.
Yeah.
It keeps my skin tight. You notice I don't have all that going on because I've been using it for a long time. I've been doing it.
Waterfall. And then we have a suite downstairs.
Yeah.
And we've
But
got,
it's-
that's the
Rick
bedroom
wants
there.
me
and
to
we've got
face him.
three bedrooms. We've got them all full of kids.
Are we
Even some of the
okay?
kids, right?
Oh. I know what.
Okay,
What you can
so
do
that
is you can look around. So what we did here was we did the galvanic on this side, we did the LumiSpa on this side.
It used to
Yeah,
look just like
what
the
a
house next
difference.
door.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
nice
You can
good.
tell the difference?
you can definitely tell the difference.
That's
Where do
great.
you work mostly?
I'm
Yes.
already sold on it.
Yes, well, one side looks so lifted and like
Well, I wanted her to be
lumpy
able to see
Yeah.
feel the difference.
Yeah.
And so she could see the
And it's-
difference. Now, one of the things I would do here is I would add the line corrector because the line corrector for around the eyes.
Yeah.
And then what I'm gonna also do, Dan, could you please hand me the, it's just, whoa, I said that you didn't have to be warm, but I didn't say ice cold. But that's okay.
It's okay.
I need some of the pearls. Yeah, I just need one. And then what I'm gonna do is I just wanna make sure that all of these,
Those are the pearls.
yeah, I just need one. If you could hand,
Awesome.
just lay one out for me, that would be great. And what I wanna do is I'm just gonna now finish up my process. Just wanna make sure everything is nice and clean. And I'm just gonna do this.
And it's rented. it's
Right.
pain.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay, yeah.
That's the trend.
How does it feel?
Cindy Spa special treatment.
Yeah.
Feels so good.
Well, I did it, I was a facialist for 100 years, honey.
But he's
I have a
Esthetician?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that a long time.
even up to 30.
Yeah.
The kids are working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so now,
Our rooms are all full.
You're absolutely right. You don't get this feeling when you just wash your face with soap.
Mhm.
This is just amazing. Yeah.
You know, millennials don't want house. They don't want the big fence.
No,
They don't want.
they don't want the
okay,
responsibility.
so now I just want to finish up
Yeah. I'll
with
hold that.
this.
Yeah.
This is the True Face Essence Ultra. I just put this on my hand, and this puts the boing back in the skin. So what I'm doing here is I'm going here, 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 and here. And then what I'm going to do is just turn this around so you can see the camera. You can lean back toward me to stay here. So I'm just going to do this.
They are putting the down payment on a condo in downtown. 5 years the kids stay and rent it out. So the condo is not paying for itself.
Right.
When the kid is ready to leave the nest, right?
And these pearls, like you said, put the boing back in the skin, back in the, like, put the elasticity back, and
That's why I never wore
Plump up.
long fingernails, because I could never do that and do this. But you know, what I'm doing is now I'm just kind of putting the, making sure that all this is moisturizers back in the face.
Around 650.
Okay.
If it's a 2-bedroom, around 850. That's what they're looking at. I mean, probably price that high everywhere, everything, right? But
yeah, it's set, and it's such an easy routine as well.
you know, the last
So what are the ingredients of the capsule?
There's an active ingredient in it that actually puts the boing back in the skin. It used to be ethicin, but ethicin was started by Chantel Bernison, and it was an ingredient that we had the exclusive marketing rights to, but they found one better.
Like the two that we bought
Yeah,
in
let me get this out of your eye.
4 years ago. The rents have almost
No, no, it's just,
and there's always people coming from outside.
So is it like, does it have collagen?
oh yes, everything, that's old ingredient. We've had collagen in our products forever, hyaluronic acid. We have everything in our products that are all natural. You know where you can see it the most?
Joe?
Right here.
Probably in another.
This is tight, this is loose.
Okay.
Come,
Yeah.
look at your neck.
For us.
Oh, yeah.
We could cash flow them.
Even just like this, I can see the difference.
See, look at here. See, look, just look normal. See how tight this is?
And use that and then just finance the whole thing and still we amortized over 15 years. Yeah.
Instantaneous, and we just used it. I mean, I've been using it for a week, but
so it's like
this gives me a feel of how to use it correctly. Yeah.
this is for lifestyle.
Yes.
So
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My son